I'm Jonathan with Nomadic Cooling, here with Miles from Nomadic Cooling, our in-house engineer. We just installed the brand new Nomadic Cooling A1 awning on this 2023 Mercedes Sprinter van from Luxury Auto Collection. This was the SEMA van that we did for SEMA 2023, and now we've put on the best, the brightest, the longest awning in the market today. So let's follow along and let's see how Miles and I installed this beautiful brand new awning on this beautiful Sprinter van. Guys, let's go further in comfort with an awning in the shade. You want to do this? I mean, it's a big day. We've got you covered. We haven't trademarked this yet, but I think we should.
Did you spell it right?
God, I hope so.
Now that's your hardware. When you first open the box up, your hardware will be on top.
Inside the big box, there's a couple small boxes. What's in this one? Okay, so we have the remote control device right here, a manual operation handle here. I mean, so you could imagine yourself out there at the beach doing a little spin.
So we've also got our 4 mounting brackets, all be individually separated in the bag. Each one comes with its own backing plate as well. So you'll get 4 of these of that whole setup.
Okay, so we've got it all out on this beautiful table. Well, let's look inside. We have some steaks. Well, we haven't told people yet. Legless awning, optional legs. Imagine it.
Yep.
Legless awning, optional legs. So if you want to put your legs down, you could stake them to the ground. Let's see what else we have here. Look at this remote. I mean, that's real nice looking, don't you think, Kenny? A light button and an up and down button. We have a bag of stainless steel nuts and screws right here. These look really nice, high quality. We've got some plastic bits and we've got some more plastic bits. Now, these plastic bits are to mount the legs on the vehicle. Take a look at that. We are installing this awning on a brand new to the market Rhino rack. It's a Rhino roof rack. It's available for sale on our website. You don't have to buy it. You can use it with most roof racks, okay? But the interesting thing is it does come with these really nice attachments. Let me see this. You don't Vanna White out like I do, okay? So this is a separate attachment for an awning, and it goes into this guy like so, just like this. It comes with 4 mounting bolts that are in the exact same location of the Rhino rack awning mount system. These line up perfectly. Now, the one thing you want to make sure before you mount everything is that your awning doesn't sit too low on the vehicle, that it'll touch the actual roof of the Sprinter van. If that happens, what you want to do is move this up and then re-drill the holes in here to correspond to whatever roof mounting system you're using so that the awning doesn't rub on the vehicle. You want to make sure that you're off of the vehicle's roof surface. When we put the bolt inside, you don't have to hold the other side while you're screwing in your nut, just like that. Now you're gonna have to, if you have a cutting wheel, you're gonna need to cut off the end of this bolt.
Correct.
Very important to have that with you.
You should remind somebody to bring
And
that.
you can see you have a little bit of movement here with the roof racking system that allow you to bring it up and down just a little bit.
So Rhino Rack's Stow It System starter pack comes with a different bracket than what you're going to need to mount these awnings. So your 2-piece slider there and the one that John showed us earlier, basically this extension, right? So this awning mount kit comes with 2 of these. You're going to need a total of 4 preferably. So 4 of these in a kit. You're going to replace the adapter that comes with it with their awning extension bracket, right? In the case of the 144, this front door seam to the back seam measures very near 10. In our case today, this 10-foot awning almost fits perfectly on a Mercedes 144 length size. So what you want to do is eyeball where that 10-foot mark lies, right? So in our case, the 10-foot lies beautifully with where this door seam is. You're gonna wanna be forward of that seam so that you can make sure that the leg mounting bolts, if you're gonna use them, line up in that non-movable seam just forward of your cab door, right? So in our case, we're gonna bring it as far forward this way as we can. You really wanna try to get into these center set of holes right here with this line. So in the case of this rack, if you wanna pull back to those center holes, you really wanna meet one of these cutouts on the side of this bracket, right? Rhino Rack provides all of the hardware you need. In this case, we aren't gonna use any of these, but they do provide this Torx driver, which you're gonna need that, and then all of your T-nut bolts to slide into this slot right here. So we're gonna go ahead and put these 4 up here, get them loosely fit so that we can line up our awning. Longer side up in your T-slot, and we're gonna get these started on here before we drop them in there. So this is supply brackets with the awning. We're gonna mount the, I guess you could call it the female side of those awning brackets. We're gonna go and mount these here so that we can cut these down to size. So to distribute the weight on these, I'm gonna mount 2 in this orientation, and then I'll mount 2 in the other orientation. That way you're left, and right on the van.
We've mounted the Rhino Rack awning mounts to our awning mounts. We've put the bolts in. We've cut off the end of the bolt so it'll sit flush on the Rhino Rack. We lifted the awning up, made sure it fit and it was in the right spot. We marked our locations, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and set those in the desired spot because they were marked. Where's the mark?
It's ever so slight.
Oh, ever so slight.
Right here.
Right there and right there, okay. And then what Miles is gonna do, because he's the engineer, is he is going to drill the holes underneath to go ahead and mount said awning. So we've got them in the right location. We know exactly where we want it on top of the vehicle. We've moved the awning mounts into the correct location. We've made sure that everything, what's the old saying? Measure twice, drill once. Measure twice, that's the saying. Everybody knows that.
I've heard it.
Okay, yeah, you heard it
twice,
here.
cut once.
No, drill once. At nomadiccooling.com, you go to the awnings, you go to the download section. That's where we keep our directions, okay? They're there, and there's pictures, Kenny. If there's any changes that need to be made, we make them on the fly and then update them as we go along. We learn by people like you, great customers, telling us that we should change some of the pictures, then we update it on the fly.
Drill bit size, you're gonna wanna run at least a 13/64 or a 7/32 bit. I realize that's very not standard. You could oversize them a little, but I would not oversize them much. You need them to run the way that they should, nice and true. This does call for a 5.2 millimeter.
5.2 millimeters. Mm-hmm.
Right, so I'm giving you standard sizes here. Make sure when you're setting to drill your holes for these, that you've got these marked where they should be. You've got the orientation correct. And that when you mark these holes, you're going to make sure you seat this plate where it should be, because it's going to hang a little if you do not.
Now, do you want to shove that drill bit all the way through this thing?
We do, but you want to take care in doing that. So first things first, you do need to run the awning out before you drill that piece. So you're going to want to run it out some, whether it means you've got it wired or you've got it manually run out, but it needs to be run out. Otherwise, when you drill through this bottom, you're going to drill into your awning cover, right? So making sure you run that out some, and then we are passing all the way through the bottom lip of this metal. That is in your instructions.
All right, what size is that at?
This awning's killer, man. How do you feel about the install?
I feel like I was fully prepared. I did a great job. You have a lot of improvements.
I can get with that.
There were things that you could have done to prepare us a little bit more, but what I did though the whole time is I didn't bring those up to you.
That's fair.
Okay,
That's fair,
I just took you right in my wing and said we're going to get through this together.
We'll just review it later.
All in all, if you were installing this awning for the first time, I feel like you have a 2-hour project ahead of you.
I would agree with that.
That's about 2 hours if you have the appropriate tools, if you brought the right tools.
Yep.
Okay.
Take your time.
Take
be
your time,
patient. No need to be in a rush. Get it done right the first time.
Guys, this is pretty exciting news. Nomadic's cooling brand new awning, the A1 10-footer for your Sprinter 144. You have the Sprinter 170, 170 extended. You're going to want to look at the 13-foot awning. And by the way, may I just say on the outro here, that light's amazing.
It's certainly the brightest.
It is the brightest light that has ever been seen before.
It's almost as bright as your future.
Guys, if you want to go further in comfort with a bright future, remember to go further in comfort with Nomadic Cooling. Now we clap. Ready? There we go.